Well, ADA has taken a bit of a tumble to the downside. In the last hour, at the point of recording this video anyway, we've seen a new local low on ADA here. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump down into the charts. We're going to review the price action, and I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions on where I think it's going to be heading and where I think the reversal is due. As I get into the video, if you find it useful and informative, smash the like button. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe? You can always unsubscribe later. And if you haven't joined us in Discord, what are you waiting for? Link it in the description down below. It's the fantastic community talking crypto 24/7, and it's completely free. Why not check it out? Let's jump right down into the video. So Cardano ADA paired up with USDT on the 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗧𝗧 spot exchange, which is my go-to platform, guys. You guys should know this by now. I do all my leverage-based trading on 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗧𝗧, and I do 90 to 95% of all my spot trading on 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗧𝗧. So it's always great to use the charts here in these videos as well. If you haven't yet signed up to 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗧𝗧, what are you waiting for? Don't sleep on it. The affiliate link is in the description down below. I say it time and time again. Make sure you have access to as many exchanges as you possibly can when it comes to the crypto space, because you just don't know which ones are going to be around when you need them the most, right? And 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗧𝗧 is my go-to platform. It's my go-to platform for not just leverage trading, spot trading and all that kind of stuff, but just generally for crypto, right? So I have access to many different cryptocurrencies. I find this one the most intuitive, the easiest one to use, and ultimately I just haven't been that disappointed with it. I think it's very good. So you know, if you're just looking for personal recommendations, 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗧𝗧 sign up link is in the description below. I don't think you would regret it, guys. There's plenty of offers as well, up to $8,000 depending on how much you deposit and trade on the platform. All the kind of usual stuff that you get, you know, across various different channels. Just my personal thoughts and opinions. Yeah, I think it's fantastic. So why not sign up and check it out yourselves? Let's go ahead and get into the video, right? So here we can see that we started this breakdown, right? We had our three-wave bounce upwards, nothing terribly unusual about it, and we broke back down. We're now below the 200 EMA, broke down below the 50 EMA, we bounced and rejected from the 50 EMA, and now we're down in this local low. We can see that we had a bearish structure, that was here, and we're still waiting for confirmation on that. I don't think that down here constitutes that. I think this one, I mean, it might be. Yeah, I think it is actually. That's now a new break of structure to confirm it. So we are bearish, at least on that structured point of view. Now, where do we sit with this? Well, essentially, we're going to be looking slightly deeper than where we are. Okay, now our minimum expectations have been met now. Okay, which means that it's really hard to short the market on ADA at the moment. So let's go ahead and take a look at this, right? So the high on this particular wick, this was 1 a.m. yesterday. This is UTC plus 1. This high was 31.2100. So 31.2100. Okay, so I'll just put the fib there. So our target range typically for the low would be right in here, 28.4 to 28.9. Okay, that would make this thing look like a three-wave pattern. Let me show you. A, B, and then C down here. I'm going to go ahead and remove that. So that's going to be the targeted range. That's kind of what we look for. Now, our internal structures are going to be really important here. So we're going to take this to a 15-minute and see what's going on within these internal structures, specifically this structure over here, right? You can see here, change of character, break of structure, right? So really bearish, even on the 15-minute time frame. For those who do not know smart money concepts, this is what this is. It's basically tracking the idea that big money is coming in and pushing the market in a particular direction. So we have these red lines here. These are bearish, and you've got green ones, which are obviously bullish, right? And so change of character basically means you've changed from a bullish state of play to a bearish state of play. The break of structure basically means you're continuing this bearish trend, and you've got two of those now. Okay, so it's looking pretty bearish. Obviously, we're below the 50 EMA, the 200 EMA, which obviously helps support that bearish narrative as well. So when we take a look at this, you can see that we're continuously going down into weak lows. We've got a strong high, unlikely to get broken anytime soon. Now, our internal workings here are looking really interesting. They look to me like we have ourselves a zigzag pattern here, like so. We bounce up, and then we have another 5-wave count here, and I think we may actually now be turning a really sinister 5-wave count. Let's go ahead and take a look. So this is the first one I'm interested in right here. We haven't yet hit the 1.618. That will come down here at 29.3927. I need to get my head out of Bitcoin's pricing there for a second. So we kind of have that level. We've got to keep that in mind. That would make this a 3-wave count in itself. A 5-wave count, sorry, because what we'd look for there would be something that like this, and then we'll finish that off. That there then becomes our 5-wave movement, which basically becomes a 3rd wave that goes up like that, and then we have any 5-wave counts from over here as well. Probably no, that's a different one, so that's fine. So then that looks like we'd have to come down, but that's a 5-wave move, and it can be 3, 3, 5. That's fine. That gets us down towards our range actually, so wouldn't be too surprised about that. This brings us back to the hourly. You can see that could be the route that this takes to get us down here. Quite choppy one, because you have these little moves upwards and then breaks down. We probably might just narrowly miss that higher range, so we'll keep a close eye on it. But yeah, I think that's kind of where that's going to head. Looks like we're going to be tapping into that 28.9 cent range. Quite choppy. Now, what would break that? What would we need to see in order to prevent such a thing? Price action would have to come up higher than 29,000. No, I still doing it again, guys. I would love $29,000 ADA, wouldn't you? 29.8236 cent ADA. That is exactly what would break this structure. So anything above that would basically prevent us from having this move to the downside under this particular pattern. Wouldn't necessarily mean we can't go down there. It just means that this particular pattern of data is the one that would not play out. Okay, so there's plenty of ways that we can still get down to our target range, but from a 5-wave impulsive movement, we would know that that would break this idea, this structured move to the downside. So 29.8236 would break that. Let's come back up into our 1 hour time frame, see if I can actually talk today. So yeah, for the most part, that there would also fill out this fair value gap that we've been chewing our way through. Okay, so fair value gaps, guys, are created from imbalances in the order books. We talk about this all the time. We go over to BitGet and just go over to trade spots. I will go over into the ADA. USDT spot pair just for this example, but basically what this will do is it will load up TradingView directly in here, and we can basically find these fair value gaps that are over here, in fact, right? And we can see that we're just working through. So what creates a fair value gap? Well, the fair value gap gets created when there's an imbalance in the order books. You see these candlesticks here, right? Basically what this is doing is a large buy order came in at the low side but couldn't get filled because there wasn't enough people selling at this price range, and so price has to go from the low range to the high range to find the sellers so that the buy order can be filled, right? And that's what these order books kind of symbolize to us, right? They show us where all the sell orders are and they show us where all the buy orders are. And so as you can see here on BitGet, you obviously have the candlesticks, you have your order books, and you can do your own orders, right? And so you have everything at your disposal to kind of understand this quite easily. So basically a buy order comes in at the low side. There's no one willing to sell until price goes up towards the 31 cent. So buy order in at 28, can't fulfill it until 31, right? And so what happens is the price and gets this big candle up here and it kind of closes up here, right? And then it continues growing. There's more fair value gaps, but they get smaller and smaller. Now these fair value gaps that sit inside this little range, let me go ahead and bring it in here, right? This little gap here. Basically price likes to go back down and put liquidity, because that's what was missing here. So there was no liquidity here, and price wants to come back down and put liquidity where it was not. And as you can kind of see, as time has progressed here, we've tapped into it, but we haven't completely gone all the way through it. Okay, we've kind of found that this area is avoiding the price going down. And then of course we start this breakdown most recently. Let me zoom out of this, and you can see that we're starting to work our way deeper and deeper into this fair value gap. We've got to go all the way through it. Okay, so I suspect that is something that we are likely to see here on the Cardano ADA. So as I come back, that's the fair value gap that you see here. It's a little bit easier to see it on BitGet than it is on my chart here because I have so much going on. We have a route for potentially bringing us down a little bit deeper than that price action or that fair value gap, as I say. And then, yeah, basically that will complete our C-wave structure, and we'll bounce from there. So if I were to trade, I would first of all be trading on BitGet because that's how I would be looking at this as a leverage trade. And I would be looking to go long on the market. Where would I go long? I would go long right here at about 28.9 cent. I would be targeting out probably the 50 EMA as an initial start point, but as we see structure, we'll get a better idea. I will put the stop loss behind the swing low, which happens to be down here already. So I'd probably just pop that down there. Give it a little bit of depth to it, nothing too much. And you can see a good risk reward ratio of about 2.46 on targeting that out. There would be a pretty decent sizable trade on leverage. So we'll be looking at a potential 4.7% regular. And you know, if you multiply that by your leverage and so forth, you'll get pretty significant gains doing a long position like that. At least that's been my approach to it. But obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. I cannot give you financial advice. All I can do is give you my thoughts and opinions on the data in the charts as I personally see it. So guys, I think that's going to wrap up this video for ADA today. So as I said earlier, if you haven't yet signed up to BitGet, why not check it out? The affiliate link is in the description below. If you're looking for a little bit more from the crypto space, you'll also find a link to our new membership website where we're offering 7 days free trial. So take advantage of all the various different things that we have to offer for our members. So yeah, why not go ahead and check that out completely free for 7 days and see if it's something that's that resonates with you. Guys, I'll leave it right there. If you found it useful, smash the like button. If you're new, subscribe, and guys, I'll catch you all in the next one.
We are not financial advisors, and none of what we have communicated verbally or in writing here should be considered as financial advice. It is not. Do your own research before investing in any digital asset or affiliate offers, and understand that investing in any crypto is risky. If you do, you need to be prepared to lose your entire investment. This video is for information and entertainment purposes only. All our videos are strictly personal opinions. Please make sure you do your own research and never take our opinions for financial guidance. There are multiple strategies, and not all strategies fit all people. Our videos are not financial advice.